So I believe I owe you guys a big time apology for last week. I really am sorry for missing last week's episode. Life just has a funny way of getting ahead of us sometimes. I don't mean that as an excuse. I mean, the aim of this is to be consistent and committed, and I really am working at that. But once in a while, we just have to be kind to ourselves. So I know I mentioned before that I recently started a new job, and I can see that there was a contributory factor to how last week went. There was just so much going on, and I'm kind of still getting into the flow, adjusting to it. In my first episode, I talked about starting again, but a part of starting again that I didn't really talk about because I didn't want to make that episode too boring and long is that it's not every time clean cuts I finish and then I start. No, sometimes they overlap. Sometimes we find ourselves in between phases, winding down one thing and starting another one simultaneously, almost at the same time, transitioning, if I can put it that way. And I think that's currently where I am in my life, in a bit of a transitory, is that a word? I think so, a bit of a transitory phase, I can say. But there was just some stuff going on like that. I mean, I don't mean to complain or rant. I'm just going to speak a bit from my heart today. I always speak from my heart. Please don't confuse this, but I might just go round and round a little bit. But this is meant to be a safe space for us, right? I'm heading into my career. I'm heading into the rest of my life, as I like to put it. And as with everybody, because this is not unique to me, this is not unique to you, trust me. As with everybody, I'm just having a bit of a hard time trying to figure everything out. My sister recently made a move, a career move, a big move, quite big for her. And you know what? I was so proud of her. But I was also so inspired because for the longest time, I feel like I put myself in a mental straitjacket. This is my path. This is what I want to be doing. No, this is what I'm going to be doing. And I haven't really had time to focus on, is this what I want? Is this where I should be? I've been in this field I mean tech. Yes, I'm a tech girl. No, it's not always as glamorous as it sounds. But yes, it's amazing too. Just, I don't know, it's a lot of things. Anyway, I've been in this field for several years. Because I first started learning in 2018. Well, I cannot trace everything back. But I've been in this for enough years to know that I like it. I'm good at it. I say this very humbly. I try to be good at everything I do. Sometimes I feel like that's unhealthy. Sometimes I feel like we should learn to just do things for fun. But I digress. I'm good at tech. I'm pretty good in my field. And, I've been doing it. And somehow it has just unconsciously become part of my plan. I just see myself doing this. But if I'm being honest, creativity, has always been a big part for me. A big part of me, sorry. It has been something I've wanted to do. My writing, dabbled in photography, fashion. It's a lot of things. In case people have not noticed, I am pretty ambitious. I have so many things I want to do. I have 12 different career paths. I saw something on Pinterest some weeks ago. I have 12 different career paths I have to complete in my life. It's a lot. It's stressful, but it's also really fun. It gives me something to look forward to every day. Last week just got a bit overwhelming, with work and my health. Then my sister making her big move, and it got me thinking. Maybe it is time to consider a career change. Like I said, I like tech. Tech is great, and I'm doing pretty good, pretty decently for my level in tech. I mean, I could be doing so much better, but I can't complain. Anyway, I was thinking of considering a career change. Now, this is something that I've battled with for a while. Not career change, but just this feeling of trying to figure out my thing, trying to figure out what I can do, trying to figure out what I should be doing, what I want to be doing for the rest of my life. And honestly, I can't pick any one single thing. And some people may see that as a bad thing, like, oh, she's indecisive, she doesn't have her life planned out. Trust me, I have my life planned out, just not linearly or step by step in the way some people would expect. I just have like a number of things like I know I should be doing, I know I will be doing. I don't have a fixed timeline for everything. Basically, what I'm saying is when the thought first occurred to me, it was like, oh, like, don't be a quitter just because you're having an extra stressful week at work, just because like a lot is going on for you right now. That doesn't mean you have to run away. That doesn't mean you have to consider giving up. But one thing I'm learning, to be honest, is intuition actually works. Like our bodies, our minds have a way. The Holy Spirit, I would say, has a way of warning us about things. I'm not a quitter. I don't need anybody to tell me. Like I stick through things even when they are hard. Trust me, I'll complain, I'll cry, but I'll see it through to the end. That's what I did with my engineering degree after all. That's by the way. I feel like a lot of people push themselves to continue in a particular path because they are trying to prove that they are not quitters. They're trying to prove like, oh, I'm seeing this through to the end, even though it's tough, even though it's stressing me out, even though I'm not exactly happy, but still, because I'm not a quitter, because I'm determined, I'm going to see this through. And I think a part of me was beginning to do that. I was beginning to unconsciously tell myself that, like, oh, we're going to see this through to the end, we're going to continue sticking it through because we don't quit, we don't give up here. But honestly, that was just an excuse to save myself the stress of actually pursuing something else, to save myself the stress of exploring other things, of actually facing what it is I want. Because one thing I've found out is, how do I explain this? When you really have a passion for something, when you really want to do something, like you set yourself to such high standards. It's like, what if it's like I have to be very good at this, like this is my passion, I have to excel at it. But sometimes like when it's not something you want to do, when it's something somebody else wants you to do, like there's pressure because like you want to impress the person, you want to be successful in the person's eyes, but really that's pretty plain. Impressing this person would just be by achieving this. Just an example, impressing maybe my parents would just be by getting a medical degree. But when it's myself, I can't impress myself just by getting a medical degree. There has to be something, because why do I want this degree? I have a passion deeper than just having the degree. I don't know if I've made sense or like if I'm going off point. What I'm saying is, contrary to popular belief, it is easier to impress other people than ourselves, because most times people communicate their expectations to us clearly. But when you're doing something for you, it's like you can't give yourself a project requirement document, you can't give yourself a list of standards or specifications to meet. You just mentally know, I want to do this. So a part of you can't ever tell when you're doing it well enough. The more you do it, the more you want to do it. Something like that. Anyway, so I think there's like secretly a fear of actually embarking on what you do, because what if I don't meet my standards? Take note, we don't even know our standards half of the time. Anyway, I keep saying anyway. Enough about that. For the longest time, I was using school as an excuse, and now I'm done with school and I find myself using work as my excuse. Like, oh, I'm too busy. Believe me, the past 1 month, I have spent majority of my day sitting in front of my laptop. I'm not complaining. I am grateful to God. But that's not all I should be doing. That's not all I can be doing. I have so many other things I should be doing, and this past week has provided me with time to consider. Like, basically, this is where I want to be. I don't want to call it dissatisfaction, because then I sound ungrateful, but I feel like every human being has it, and I feel like it was put into us. Now I'm thinking of a quote by Sylvia Plath. That's currently my WhatsApp bio. Something in me wants more. I cannot rest. That's just the summary of what I'm saying. I think that's the summary of everything I came to say here. Something in me wants more. I cannot rest. I feel like that's the same thing for everybody. To different degrees, but the same thing fundamentally. It's why there's a lot of dissatisfaction, a lot of unhappiness. people pushing themselves so hard, because like we just always want more. So yes, this is me in my wanting more phase. Sometimes we want more than other times. God, Judith, I'm running low on sleep in case anybody has not noticed. I've just been considering the possibility of a career, I don't want to say career change because that just sounds so like drastic, but career expansion, if that works. Taking on a few other things, exploring, allowing myself to explore a few other things, that bring me joy, that make me happy, things that I had let go of in the process of trying to find stability or trying to follow through with a predefined path. If you have listened up to this point, I really do thank you. I'm not sure if I made a lot of sense, but what we can take away, what I hope you take away from this is there is something in all of us that just wants more. And sometimes I think we should indulge ourselves. I'm not saying like every time you feel a whim, like, oh, I want to start a book club, start a book club. Oh, I want to go into basketball, you start basketball. Oh, I want to start selling shoes, start. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is like sometimes we should go easy on ourselves. Like we talked about in episode 1, sometimes just allow yourself start these things. The worst thing that can happen, one more thing if I close, I was on a call with my CTO like just earlier this night. I know we're just talking about like ambitions and plans and like doing stuff, and he literally said to me, he said, you can just start it, and the worst thing that will happen is you don't enjoy it and you stop. Honestly, life does not get much harder than that. Just do it. I feel like I'm repeating episode 1. God, that's not what this was meant to be. But basically, I just thought I would inform you guys that I'm in a bit of a transitionary phase. Still with you, always with you. But like, also trying to be with myself a bit, if that makes any sense. Thank you again for listening up to this point. I think this episode is a bit longer than the other ones. Maybe I should speak completely off the top of my head more often, if you guys are not tired of me and my ranting this night. On that note, I will bid you good night. This is one of the few nights I actually get to sleep early this week. Yay! But because this will be going out in the morning on Tuesday, I will say happy Tuesday. Yes, I actually invented that greeting a few months ago. Happy Tuesday. I don't even know why Tuesdays became one of my favorite days. We'll talk about this in a different episode. But happy Tuesday. Have a great day and a great week. And remember to allow yourself want more. Allow yourself go after more. Bye.